Hello everyone, good afternoon. Good afternoon, hi. So I'm Dr. Tanya Islam. I'm an assistant professor in the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Most of you will be in one of our classes if you're taking up any of the courses that you are supposed to take off for university core. But today I'm here in a different role. I'm here on behalf of the faculty members to welcome you for sure to Vidyashilp University. And I would also like to welcome our respected Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor P.G. Babu, to please come and light the ceremonial lamp along with the deans that are here. Please, if you could come. Vijay, Vijay, वो वाला fan can. You think that fan is needed? कहीं से तो हवा आ रहा है. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, respected deans. And sir, if I may now welcome you to please come on the stage and speak a few words to the students. Thank you.
Fine. Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the new academic year, 26-27. And I think we have all non-BTech students here today here. Is there a bit of a drone? We can't. Okay. I don't know whether I can drown the drone, so maybe not. So it's a bit of a noise. Thank you. I just want to see how Vidyashilp we do things somewhat differently. For example, how to design learning to think. I thought I will just use some biblical stories. I think two which came to my mind. One is of course the opening scene is the Garden of Eden. In the Garden of Eden, you have an apple tree, and there is of course apple, the forbidden fruit apple is there, and there is also a serpent on the tree, and Eve, of course. And the serpent is insinuating Eve to eat fruit, the forbidden fruit, saying that you will be wise as gods and do eat the fruit. And the God, of course, as you know, has forbidden Eve from eating the fruit. And the question is, Eve eventually, you know what Eve did there, and we are all the descendants, I guess, from what she did. But the question here is, did Eve do the right thing or not? Is it the rational choice she made by eating the fruit? So if you think about it, and I guess most of you are going to do some decision theory in some form or the other. So if you use a rudimentary decision theory, what would you do? So you would look at Eve's action here, to eat the fruit or not eat the fruit. Those are the actions. And if she eats a fruit, like what are the consequences? And you will try and maybe attach some outcome or numbers to that, right? So then like you will see like which number is the maximum and you will probably do that. And if there is uncertainty in this world, you will attach the probabilities and calculate the expected values and again try and maximize that. So that is what you will do and then decide what you should have done or should not have done. Now the question is that the right way to think about it? If you are a typical decision theorist and if you're in a typical university taking any course in either in economics, business school or wherever, so psychology for that matter, so this is the way you will think about it, okay? But I will come back in the end and answer the question, did Eve do the right thing? I have a different take on that. And that's like the reason why I'm kind of underlining why you need to think differently. And I said uncertainty. For example, like this is my favorite example. And if you think of a world full of uncertainty, in such a world, first of all, you cannot have money. We have to just throw away all our money. Supposing the world ends tomorrow in a certain world. In a certain world, let us say that the world is ending tomorrow. And if the world is ending tomorrow, the tomorrow we don't need any money, right? This what are we going to do with the paper money day after tomorrow? The world is over. So like you will not accept paper money from me even if I give. And come today, like one day before, the same thing, backward induction logic will work all through, and you will never accept money in such a world. Money cannot exist in a world full of certainty, right? The money can exist only in the uncertain world. So that itself, I think, like is a spin on like what we believe, right? So we are always used to thinking that uncertainty is a bad thing. So we need insurance, we need all sorts of other things to protect ourselves against insurance, astrology to whatever, right? But that's really not the way to think about it. Uncertainty has a lot of positive things to go for it. The second example is like think of yourself like I am like a Mumbaiker by domicile. So we have the Jew beach, which is a straight line beach. And in the straight line beach, ask yourselves, why is it that like you have all the pav bhaji vendors? This is Bombay, so pav bhaji comes immediately. So you have a lot of pav bhaji vendors, and if you see them, they're all clustered in the middle of, or at some point of the beach, they're all clustered, mostly in the middle of the beach. So why would they do that? Like, and you would have seen that in that same concept in different contexts. For example, if you're flying out of Bangalore to Bombay, for example, you will see that the flight timings, the flight schedules are all like bunched together. So different airlines, but the departure times are all 5 minutes or 10 minutes apart. So, and the same is true for those days in the license Raj of India. So we had the foreign goods, and all those foreign good markets in be it in Bangalore, Bombay, or Trichy, wherever Chennai, wherever you see those smuggled good markets, they were all again clustered. They were all in one place. Why would that be the case? So if you think about it, uh, like on the beach, so where should I set up my pav bhaji stall? Like, so if I go on, I can of course put it at the end. If I put it at the end and the other guy puts it on the other end, then everybody in the middle gets divided, right? But then I want to eat into your customers. So I will just move one step uh, your way, right? If this is a beach and you have the shop at the end, I will move one step here and the other person will move. And eventually you will see that all of us will iterate and we will all converge to the center, okay? So now here is something which you can use as, you can take it as a model and maybe learn some lessons like where tomorrow if I want to set up a pav bhaji stall or set up a newspaper stall, so where should I set it up? Maybe I can use it as a guidance or I can use it as a real world phenomenon and buy it like blindly and see like what happens. So if the beach happens to be a little bit circular, I don't know whether my logic will anymore work, right? So that's the way you will think about it. The second biblical example I have in mind is the King Solomon story. The King Solomon is there, and King Solomon, in front of him, there is a baby, and there are two mothers. Both the women are claiming to be the real mother of the kid. And the King Solomon has to now figure out who the real mother is. Okay? So here is a situation, uh, what we call asymmetric information. King Solomon doesn't know who the real mother is, right? So both the women know like who the real mother, of course, and it is King Solomon's duty now, as an emperor here, to figure out like who is the real mother. So he has to elicit this truth information from the two women and figure out who the real mother is. So he comes up with this mechanism or the rule or whatever you want to call it, or the game design. And he says like, okay, I will cut the kid into two parts and give each piece to one of you, each of you. And then the real mother says, don't do that. Give the kid to the other woman, right? And then he figures out like who the real mother is, and then like decides to give the kid to that the real mother. Okay, so here is a situation what we call design, or the market design, or whatever you want to call it, and you are designing. You are the modeler, and you are creating this particular market, right, where none existed. So there is a private information to the two women, and that information is not known to King Solomon. So King Solomon comes up with this brilliant rule, or the game, or the market design to figure out the real truth is, right? So this is not an esoteric biblical story. So you see it echoing in various ways. If you look around us, in the world around us, you think about any kind of auction market. So we are into auctioning, telecommunication, 3G auction, 4G auction, all of that, like you have seen, like, all the countries go through. And how did all those auction markets work? And in the auction market, like supposing I'm auctioning this water bottle, so, and each one of you will have some value for it, right? So that value is not something I know, in this case as a modeler, or as a market designer. So what I do is like I need to figure out like what that, I need to sell it to the one with the highest valuation for that water bottle. And that information is what I want to get. So the rule I'm going to design here, using the lesson I learned from King Solomon's story, is to figure out like what the rule should be. Like here, I would say, uh, you write the price, put it in the sealed envelope, give it to me. I will kind of put it in the ascending order and figure out like who is the highest, who is the one with the highest bidder, and let that person pay the second highest bid. Why should the winner not pay exactly what he or she wrote in this piece of paper? Why should they write the second highest bid? And that's something like I just leave it to you to leave the logic for you to figure out. So on this, like why should it be the second? I win with the highest bid, but I pay the second highest bid, right? So that I just make this claim without proving it, or trying to convince you that like it will elicit the truthful information, right? So whoever has highest valuation, so you will write your actual valuation. In, you may not want to exaggerate the price of this just because you want to win it, right? So you will tell exactly what you value this water bottle for. Okay. The same kind of a thing, like you will see it all around in so many other things. Think of a really serious health issue which the country is facing. Uh, there are a lot of people, for example, who are waiting for kidney transplants. Okay, so they may have the donors, and there would also be cadaver kidneys which are harvested from the brain dead patients. So you have these cadaver kidneys and you have the donors for yourself, but it is quite likely that you and your donor may not match at all. It's a complicated problem. So you have to match not only blood type, there are 6 different proteins like you have to match. 6 or 7 different criteria you have to have a match, and that's when I think the surgery can happen, the transplant can happen. Okay, so now if you want to kind of you cannot think of money in this particular market. This is a medical market, and it would be illegal for us to charge money for any of these kidney transplants, right? So you need to figure out a way, an efficient way, in which you could uh, organize this, right? So it is possible that me and my donor don't match each other, but it is possible that there is yet another patient somewhere else, maybe sitting in Mangalore or wherever, and that patient's donor uh, matches me. So then there could be like a cross matching, right? So my donor matches with that particular patient, and that particular patient's donor matches with mine. So then, like you can do this entire cycle. You can figure out what is the maximum cycle, and and do it. Like if I point to a kidney, so then like it's basically I'm pointing to a donor, and the donor in turn is points to yet another patient. So figure out like and figure out the cycle, and whoever that the kidney points to, do those surgeries. Okay, so this is a very efficient way of organizing this particular market without money, and this is something like you see it getting implemented, and India in fact was a pioneer. In fact, Bombay hospitals, I think, led this particular experiment. They had a 3-way or 4-way cycle which they did, and after that, I think like all around the world, I think like people are using these kind of mechanisms to do this. So this entire approach, so we call it an engineering approach. So, so like, because these are not meant to be like a pure theoretical models. So this is something like you design as a modeler, you create a reality of your own and implement it. So that's the kind of a world uh, we have. And that's the kind of a thing like you are going to kind of explore here. So the kind of things you will see and the ideas and the ways in which you will think about solutions would be different. Uh, so it will be, and also remember, you are not anymore living in a unidimensional world. In a unidimensional world, like if you ask me, why do I do mathematics? I will simply say that like because the math gives me better jobs, right? So that's the reason I take math, not because I love math or whatever. But that kind of a world doesn't exist anymore. The problems which you face in the modern world, these are kind of a what do we call multi-dimensional problems, and they're all interlinked problems. So you cannot just use one tool to solve it. You cannot just use differential equation and solve that particular problem. You may need multiple ideas from different fields and put them together. Think of the way in which the world faced with COVID situation or the problems arising out of COVID. And you can think of several such things, and AI is yet another disruptor. Right? It's a massive disruptor of our society now. Every single subject is touched by it, and the ways in which I think it will operate, so nobody knows yet, right? So in that kind of a world, if you go with a single tool or you go with a single discipline, you are not going to survive. So you need to be able to learn new things, right? And quickly learn new things, and that you can learn only from the first principles. So what we call the first principles thinking. So that is what I think will help you to navigate in this complex, interdisciplinary, multidimensional world. And you, the Gen Z generation, you kind of excel in that, right? You are good in multitasking. And that's the kind of a skill you will need to face this world. And as I said, this is a world not for, it's not a unidimensional world. It's a multidimensional world. And you need those kind of skills, and the university will equip you with that. Even if you are majoring in one subject, you will take another as a minor. It could be, for example, you could be doing computer science as a major and doing design as a minor or psychology as a minor, and you could potentially later get into cognitive science and so on and so forth. So those are the different things like you could potentially do here at this university, and welcome all of you to this multidimensional, interdisciplinary world that Vidyashilp is. Welcome again, and Professor Chandan Gowda is the Dean of School of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Professor Rupa Madhav is the Dean and the Program Chair of the School of Law. Professor Narendra Raghunath, Dean of the School of Design, and also the co-director of Vidyashilp University Center for Art, Design and Innovation. Thanks, Rupa. Professor Kuriakos is the Dean of School of Business and Entrepreneurship. He is traveling today, so you would meet him soon. Uh, Professor Smita Rao is the Program Chair of the School of Engineering and Technology. Do we have you here? Professor Radhika Lobo is the Program Chair for the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Professor Vasanthi Maryadas, Program Chair of the School of Design. Dr. Anuj Verma is the Program Coordinator of the School of Business and Entrepreneurship. Mr. Ramakrishnan is a Registrar of the University. Dr. Paneerselvam is the Registrar Evaluation. Dr. Bijil Prakash, the one whom I think you are already seen, is the Campus Director. Mr. Annavas Basiwala, he is also a faculty in the Mathematics Department. Anavas, Anavas Basiwala is Associate Director of the Student Residences. Mr. Dhananjay Kumar is the Director, Early Careers Office. Ms. Anuja Shena is the Head of the Office of the Global Initiatives. Ms. Ragini, if you have her here, is the Deputy Librarian in charge of the library. Mr. Akshay Kumar is the Finance Officer. Mr. Gururaj is the admin in charge. So that's a short introduction to the key personnel whom you are likely to meet often. Anything for hostels, please meet one of us. And we have Dhananjay Kumar here for anything to do with placement and early career office quotients, and Anuja for the global initiatives, anything which you are looking at the international sphere. And Bijal is our not only an assistant professor in the school in mathematics, but also the campus director. Now, I think there is going to be a short video of our faculty, and there are lots of them. So I don't know how many they have managed to get.
So that was a short introduction to the university through the video. So you will be seeing most of us in the classrooms. We probably won't be smiling like this in the classroom all the time, but that depends mostly on your behavior. I would also like to thank Professor Babu. In which other university will you get an introduction and literally like a 10-minute masterclass on thinking and logic? So a big round of applause for sir. So welcome to all of you. Now I will be handing over to Ms. Arnawaz. Those of you who are, hostelites and would like to inquire about the hostel system at Vidyashilp, please stay back and have a word with her. She will, introduce you to the hostels and residences at Vidyashilp. We as faculty members, we are really, excited to see all of you in our classrooms. Welcome, and we'll see you around. Thank you. Okay, so for you, the next orientation will start on Monday, the 3rd. Those of you who are over here, but stay back, and Ms. Anawaz, over to you. Thank you.
I hope I'm audible to everybody back there. Yeah, so our prime reason why we've asked you to stay back is that just to understand that you all have moved into your hostel areas, and please give yourself time to get comfortable. I think that's more important. Ask for what you want. This Hear Me Out session is for students to make you understand that nothing can happen if you don't ask for it, right? So if you are asking, if you need something, if you want to change, you want to change your room, you want to change your roommate, if there's anything else additionally that you would want in your hostel rooms, you will have to ask for it, right? That's and when you enter on the left hand side, there is one is the big lobby there. The next entrance, there's a glass room. It's a ground floor glass room. That's called that. That's my office. I'm there always, so you can come in there. If I'm not there, just leave a note and let us know that if there's something else that you would want, right? Second thing, most important is that the whole hostel area is safe and secure. So that is, there is no compromise, and there is nothing which doesn't happen. Like everything is monitored, everything is checked, but you are not small children to kind of tell you the light has to be switched off at 11, but you are adults to understand that how sleep is important, right? So while you are at it, while you are there in the hostel, please make sure that if you are going out somewhere, stepping out, please inform, because that's the only way we get to know where you are. Suppose you all have stepped out for a movie, you've stepped out for a self-grooming time, anything, please come back or let somebody in that building know. Each building has its own watchman there, which is a family. Actually, he's not a watchman. The building has a caretaker room where the lady and her husband is in charge of that area. So if there's something that you would want, please inform them. And if you're stepping out also, there is a book there, so you write that you're stepping out. Usually 8:45 to 9 is your last time, but we do understand adults, like suppose you would want to, you've gone out somewhere and you're taking a little more time, then an auto is delayed or something, please inform so that we are informed of what happens. So after 9, the last time that everybody is allowed to come in is at 10. Beyond that, it's not allowed. So up till 9:30, they'll keep tracking you out and they'll understand that yes, you're coming. After 10, it's an alarm time. So then there's a next person ahead who is informed that you are not there in the hostel area. So it is always nice, so you have a communication or a conversation, not that we want to spy and understand where you are, what you're doing, but more important to understand that if there is an emergency, where do we look out for, right? Because you don't belong to this place. So up till you get familiar with the place, let's hold on to this system. Third thing is, it is cooked by a cook. The food is cooked by a cook, not by your mummies. So there could be changes. The food is very good, and the food sometimes can be bad, not to your taste and liking. So not eating food is not going to help you, right? 1 day, 2 day, fine, you want a variety, you want a change, it's fine. But there are times when you have to take care of your own nutritional needs. There are, like somebody says, I don't like palak. Yeah, so many of us don't like it, but you should also understand that there is a certain reason why this kind of diet is made. And that diet chart is shared with you. If you want any more changes, you want any more additions, you're always free. Every hostel down there has a pantry area, so there's some tomato the way you want to make it. You want to make some Maggi, you want to boil some eggs, it's always available. There's bread, jam, butter, all of that is in-house. There's coffee, tea, always available. You can go and help yourself. Or if there's something very specific that you want, a particular type of Horlicks or anything, that might be you can get for yourself. In terms of, most of you are going to be in sharing rooms, and it's nice if you have a sibling at home, you already know what is to share and care. But if you don't have a sibling at home, there's a lot of it, a lot of learning that needs to be done. First thing is that space belongs to both of you or three of you. So you need to respect somebody's space. As at the same time, you also need to understand that your space also needs to be respected. So please keep your place as much clean. We are not expecting you to broom, mop and all that. For that we have people. But used clothes, especially throwing it away, or jumping onto, like you've come from outside and you're sitting on your friend's bed, which they might not like. So certain things, I think all of us, it doesn't need a mention, but definitely I would like to bring to your notice that let's understand and respect each other's spaces. And the fourth very important thing that we would want to tell all of you is that Vidyashilp University is a happy time for all of you. If at any point of time, if you feel that there is something which is not giving you the happiness that you need, it could be that you might be you're not able to get up on time, you're not able to make friends easily, it could be that there are some things which you're not able to express. We already have a counselor's room. Initially, because your parents are not there, many of the girls and boys, not that it's anything to be a divide, they would want to like to speak to someone. So the first point of contact is me. I'm available on phone. And please don't think that it's late in night, how do I call up? No. It is, if you have to call up somebody, if you want to talk to somebody, I'm always available. Beyond me, if you still do not want to talk to me and you want to talk to somebody else, considering that you have a problem, which you don't have, but you think it's a problem, then we have a counselor on campus. You can talk to them. You have your teachers, you have your program chair. There's something with academics which you need help. There's something with your hostel you need help. We are always available. But the underlying statement is that all of us need to be happy. We need to be happy to learn better, and we also need to be happy to make our surrounding happy. So if there's some issue or some problem which is kind of nagging in your head, if you think it's not a problem or if you think it's a problem, please get back. Because certain times we all come from very individual homes where our parents are always available. But then sometimes what happens is, this kind of a setup, you might not get that kind of attention needed. So please ask for the attention that you need. You want to talk to somebody, there is an issue, you want something sorted out, you want something changed, always get back to it. Anybody wants to ask a question? It's an ongoing process. The whole 4 years we are going to be together. So as and when there are some things that you need, might be we can keep addressing that. But if there's anything else you would want to ask as a question, or the parents have any questions to ask, like I already said, happiness, safety, security, and your being there, alert to learn, to contribute, to grow, that is what is our prime focus. Yeah, there are times when the bus might come late, you might not get up early and you might miss the bus. Those things are everyday things, battles which we all keep fighting. So that you will outgrow that. You will know that if the day you don't get up early, you're going to miss the bus and you're going to miss your attendance and your class. So the next day it will not happen, because you're all responsible children, right? So certain things we do understand it could happen. Certain times it could be that the particular dish that was made children don't like. I can give you one example. There used to be one student, one boy, and he never used to like the bhendi that his mother made or whatever. So next time when he went back home, he said that, in my hostel, that bhendi, what they make is very nice. So the mother called me up and asked, I would want to know, my child never used to eat bhendi, but now he wants to eat. So it's not that the food will be made the way your mom makes it, but definitely if there are changes or if there's something which you would want to like them to change, they can work on it. So the food menu is already shared with you in the week, and if there's any more things that you would want to add, or you have a habit of having curd every day or something like that, if you let them know, then they will provide for it. So when you get up in the morning, breakfast is ready. It's ready in your building down, whichever building you're staying in. Then you come to college, and then you finish the whole day here. Afternoon food comes to the college canteen. So there is a special separate place made, so you can have your lunch there. Then when you get back, there is a tea, coffee, some snack made, and then there is dinner time. So initially, now there's a little more time where you can spend for yourself. So I would expect everybody to explore the place that you're staying. Where is the closest medical shop? Where is the closest place where you can go for a self-grooming? Where is the closest place if you would want to buy something like a stationery shop? Which is the closest place if you would want to buy some garment for yourself? Or which is the closest place where you could go and buy some grocery or some chips or whatever? So these kind of places, if you can explore in the weekend, then you're more confident Monday morning that when in case of something that you need, it is, where to go finding it, right? So enjoy yourself, have a nice time, and my number is always there. You can call me up. And for the parents also, there are two things that we would want to tell you. One thing, as a rule or policy of the college, if there is an emergency, you are informed the first. You have to be assured that it is done. Even it could be something minor, major, whatever. We are not expecting you to run from your homes, your workplaces and things like that, but we will definitely inform you the first, that you have to be assured. And that is how it has always been. Initially, whatever is the help needed is given to the child, and later on it could be just a sprain or a headache or a high fever, things like that. But we will definitely inform you. It's not that there is something happen and to your child and we don't inform you. That doesn't happen. Second thing is, initially, yes, I do understand. As a mother, I also understand that children do come into one kind of a zone of missing you all. Naturally, they have to miss you. But your positive response will help them. When your friends also, you say, yeah, you get along with your friends, make new friends. These kind of reinforcement, kind of positive reinforcement helps the child to settle in better. Rather than saying, oh, you're feeling like this, shall I come? Immediately, shall I come to you? Shall I come today only? It's not going to help the child. So from your end, if you're positively reinforcing that, yes, this is a change, this is the next step, and we are there with you, listen to your child and keep a positive reinforcement, I think the child will also settle in better. It's just a matter of a week or two. Then after that, might be the calls also will disappear. Yes, sir. 10 minutes to 8. See, 90%, except for a Tuesday, that is 2 hours, the last 2 hours, all the classes will be on. But there could be 1 or 2 days when that last bit is free, or 2 classes before that is free. That is the time when children need to spend on campus. It's such a beautiful campus. They have to enjoy it. We have a beautiful library. So they have to go and read up something, things like that. So 5 o'clock, every day the bus leaves. The bus will be there. Even if there is an extra class where the students have to stay back, then bus will be there. They will drop them back. No. They will carry everything, water bottle, their plates, spoons, everything is brought and it's taken back. Anything else?